The guy in the picture is Gilbert Arteaga. Gilbert arteaga. If you want to be a dick, don't be a dick. Alright, so Gilbert, he's Kayla Trujillo's brother. And Kayla Trujillo was trying to keep his name out of it, even though he was a key part of it. He was the first person to actually read the protection order from Natalie Bollinger. Not me, I couldn't even look at it. I was going to Jeff Ritter at Colorado Coalition of the Homeless and Kara Heller, and I kept on trying to get them to look at the evidence just like I'd tried to. You know who looked at stuff in person with me? This is what made her quit her fucking job, okay? This is what made her quit her job. Tamara. She was my caseworker with Region 1. Nobody ever bothered to contact her, see how hard we were fighting for this. What's this got to do with Gilbert Ortega? His sister could have done something in Colorado. Instead of taking advantage of me, I understood she had kids. See, I typed literally about your sister doing that to me multiple times where she needed things. She was going to help me, but she needed things. And once she had those things, she was going to help me. But then once she had those things, it was once the kids go to bed. Once the kids were in bed, it was time for Diablo 3 or Magic the Gathering. Hey, instead of doing something about Sean's abusers, let's try to distract him with games. Meanwhile, I didn't get to play Diablo 3. I just got to sit there and watch. Or she'd be traveling around bus to bus to bus to bus to go get weed for people or whatever else she was getting. Kayla Trujillo, aka Peaches, you get to hear I don't have good things to say about her. But she didn't keep her word, and it resulted in a lot of harm against me. And instead of trying to help, she wanted to talk over me like I was a retard. Talk down to me like I was a fucking 5-year-old. Fucking yell at me and scream at me when she didn't get what she wanted right when she fucking wanted it. I want to show you something, Gilbert, because I like you. And because your sister didn't fucking care. All the fucking shit that she threw in my face, all the fucking help in the world didn't matter if you didn't stop to understand. Okay? You went out of your way, just as your sister did, not to understand the assignment. All of this shit needed to go to the fucking cops, dude. That's all I fucking cared about, was getting this shit to the cops. Making them take the evidence. Forcing them to take the evidence. Instead of you coming forward about the parts you were there for, what did you do? What did your sister do? Did you help out your friend? Did you? You have any idea what this is like? Your sister had a pipe. That pipe was 13 years old. I didn't even want to smoke off the pipe. She kept on interrupting me, so I was fucking frantic to be heard. So she insisted I smoke pot to calm down. Smoking pot does not calm me down at that point. The only thing that'll calm me down at that point is you shutting the fuck up and listening, Gilbert. What'd you do? You come outside. She was finally, after over a year, all right, I had gone to your sister for the first time when I got back to fucking Boulder. I spent Christmas over there in 2016. I spent my birthday in Virginia with Natalie and her sister at their request. I spent Christmas over at Miss Peaches, and Gilbert, man, he come over, he's fucking good at Magic the Gathering. Bear's a fucking dick. He made it no fun for any of us. So then, the one thing that was fun for us to do together, that we could do, yeah, Bear just had to be a fucking asshole. That's all he knows how to do, is be a piece of shit. Of course, what's the result of that? Underage girls like Kayla Trujillo. That's right, she was having sex with him when she was fucking 14. He'd just gotten out of prison. Joshua Bear is an asshole and a pedophile. Gilbert Arteaga, I bet you didn't know that, did you? Or did you? Did your sister ever tell you about him being a pedophile? Did you ever speak up? Maybe you should ask her how old she was when he was fucking her. We're going to look at this right here. They gave me the wrong paperwork at the hospital here. This is November 19th of last year. What's the stuff that I went to for help before Natalie died, before I got frustrated, before I ever cursed, before I ever got a hold of my predator's back and asked them to stop. Why did I ask them to stop? Why did I get a hold of them back and say, hey, these people are hurting me? Gilbert Arteaga, I didn't start cursing and hating until they were threatening to kill my family. I didn't even start cursing and hating over the assaults. I didn't even start cursing and hating over the threats against my life. I was crying myself to death because I couldn't see my loved ones without being assaulted or harmed by meth heads, and none of my friends cared. Your sister didn't even bother to hear it. She was always too busy. And then instead of helping me by actually listening, she wanted to get drunk and fucking talk over me. Or get fucking stoned and play video games. Gilbert Ortega, you have no idea the hell that I went through. All the evidence I got against the fucking Bollinger family, but you didn't give a shit. You got to meet Ken Wilson. He's a pretty nice guy, isn't he? He talks real nice, doesn't he, Gilbert? How important was that fucking flip phone? And that fucking piece of shit, after ripping me off for all of that money, and this fucking roommate assaulting me, and I went over to your fucking sisters for help with that situation, and for help with the Bollinger situation again. I didn't threaten to kill anybody before Natalie died. Not a single soul, Gilbert Ortega. That's not true, is it? You got to read the paperwork. The one person whose life I threatened was mine. By her own words, they had driven me to the point that I was suicidal. By her own words. Nobody was there to help me understand any of it. But I did understand it. I understood that as a disabled and at-risk adult, if I don't have a friend or family go in with me, I'm going to be blown off like I have been saying my entire life. It says here, how can it be prevented? It says if you have a family member or a friend, or if you are a family member or a friend. It says try to see the person regularly. Frequent visits will help you determine if the person shows signs of abuse or neglect. You ask Peaches who I was before Natalie died. You ask her who I was. You ask her what I did. Gilbert, you find out why all of these people who led me on to be my friends, you find out why they kept me around and pretended that they were gonna. Your sister made a deal. She didn't keep her end of the bargain. And I fucking made that post, dude, before Natalie was killed, explaining I'm not keeping your secrets. I'm not keeping your secrets. That's not your personal business anymore. Once you are involved, it's not your personal business. Nobody gets to complain about their personal business. All of your excuses for not trying. Well, my predators tried real fucking hard. You don't know what this is like, Gilbert. You deserve this punishment for not speaking up. You know it's worse than a pedophile? Someone who helps them to get away. Your silence is violence. Your silence shows compliance. I fight for missing and murdered Indigenous people. And I keep that at the forefront of my mind every day. I fight for the homeless. I keep that at the forefront of my mind every day. I fight for disabled and at-risk adults. I keep that at the forefront of my mind every day. I fight for rights of black people and white people, men and women. I call out all of you bigots. See, it doesn't even address me first. Do you know why? Because a disabled and at-risk adult is just too easy to take advantage of. Especially when all these government people are being told they need to cut corners. Why do they need to cut corners, Gilbert? Did your sister not just have back surgery? Were you not there reading my paperwork to me? I didn't know what the fuck was in there. Nobody bothered to explain it to me. None of my friends or family that I contacted for help showed up. Your sister gave me a ride there. You think that she could even admit that? Fuck no. You think she'd come public about that fucking 100-block walk being from Ken and Leah's to her fucking place? So that I could get help putting a stop to this? Oh no, your sister wanted to hide like a fucking coward. And you hid like a fucking coward too, dude. You helped her predators to get away. You never looked at the evidence. You read the protection order, but you didn't bother to find out if any of it was true or even legal. That's the thing, dude. When I got the protection order, I had been trying to get help for over a year because I was being abused. I was being threatened. I was being assaulted. People were threatening to kill me and my family. Did you ever try to look at that? No, only Natalie's words were important. And once they found Natalie's killer, you wanted to pretend that it was all just a bad dream for you. No, it is a fucking nightmare for me to this day because you and your family are all cowards. You are lucky I don't come count coup on your ass. When I was in Hardin, Montana, after Natalie's death, after Jetty Ray Morales, who's from there, was too busy to care, too busy partying, just like your sister for a whole year before Natalie was killed. Instead of listening to me, what'd she do? She thought me getting laid was going to fix everything, and she wanted my information so she could hook me up with a dating site. That doesn't make her a bad person, and I did let her do it. But that's not what I needed, and I tried to tell her that. What did she do? She fucking snapped at me. She let me know my words weren't important, that if I didn't do what she wanted, she wasn't going to. The help that I needed was turning in my predators, Gilbert. Somebody listening to what was happening and understanding my disabilities instead of taking advantage of them. See, your sister, just like every other bully in my life, and your sister is a bully. She bullied me into bringing over cigarettes. Yeah, she would help if I brought cigarettes with a friend. And when I went there 4 days at a time, 3 days at a time, she never got around to it, but sure, it was goddamn expensive. Oh, Sean, I know I was gonna, but I gotta try to get this, and I gotta try to get that. Oh, Sean, I don't have the money for this, I don't have the money for that. All right, here's some fucking money, will you listen, please? No, it's time to scream at Sean and fucking bully him and berate him and belittle him. When a disabled and at-risk adult is abused, they're supposed to turn it in right away, just like the rest of you. But for us, there's an added step, especially if we're homeless and especially if we're men. See, when you don't stop to understand how afraid I have to be, 96% of all of the people that police kill every year, 96% of them are men. 96% are men. If the homeless population had the same population as the black population in this country, they would account for 48,000 people killed by the police every single year. But the homeless population is only 1/120th the size of the black population. And yet the black population only accounts for 24% of those killed by police last year. 22% in 2019. You want to be angry because I said only? Well, out of a population size only 1/120th the size of the black population, the homeless accounted for 49% in 2019, and check this, 61% last year. What did you do, Gilbert? What did your family do? You hid like cowards and you let these things do whatever they wanted. What you're not understanding is that your family, knowing I was being abused, knowing I'd gone to them for help, knowing that I had attempted many other outs and avenues, and was trying to show you, was trying to tell you what was going on, but your questions and your bullshit were more important. You're telling me what to do and what to think and what to feel, and oh dude, she's probably just out partying and left her phone at home. Natalie Bollinger was on fucking drugs. She was not in the right fucking frame of mind and she needed a friend. But she was not in the right fucking frame of mind because she was on fucking drugs. She wasn't as good at playing the head games when she was on drugs. She was always sweet to me in person. Everything that she did to me, it's because her predators tried to tell her what kind of a person I was. No, she knew what kind of a person I was. I was a protector always. But you also get to see throughout my history, I'm expected to forgive. You Christians tell me to forgive, don't you? You don't forgive. You do nothing but pass judgment and make excuses to ignore the law. Show me a Christian who isn't a Karen. Show me a Christian who isn't a Karen about Muslims or Jews or women. Show me a Christian who isn't a Karen. Gilbert Arteaga, that flip phone was so important. Having a friend or family member go in with me was so important, but you didn't stop to understand that, and neither did your sister. Now, when your sister recorded on my channel saying these things, she claimed that she made a report to those police officers, to me, but she never came forward publicly about it, did she? She never came forward to the police about it, did she? Did you ever come public about any of the parts you were a part of? Did you ever make an effort? No matter how much these people hurt me, before or after Natalie died, your sister showed me that she's not someone that I would want to welcome to Hardin, Montana. The people there treated me like family, actually like family. Treated me so well. If I had had the help that John Nomi and Mary Mountain Sheep had provided me in Hardin, Montana, just those two, not even mentioning Julia Wolf, but here's something, Gilbert. A lot of people are dead because you didn't care. Your sister didn't care. You wanted to shame me, and especially your sister. Shame me for trying to get help stopping stalkers. Make excuses for my abusers until I had to fucking defend myself in ways that you guys want to judge me for. Because I had to without your help. Without a friend or family member. Without a friend or family member making me go into these places alone. Never trying to speak up with me to the media. With me. And record it so there's proof. So they can't pretend it never happened. So that there is a witness. Because if you don't, all of these services, what do? They commit financial abuse. This includes theft, fraud, and improper use of influence to gain control over money or property. Financial abuse is the most common form of elder abuse. Neglect. This is a caretaker's failure. See, this is the thing. They always give the wrong paperwork. They always make clerical error after clerical error that denies me my rights. This ineptitude has resulted in a lot of evidence being lost and destroyed. But also it came down to pieces of shit like you, who had the choice of either adding to the fucking drama on Facebook or helping me to turn it in. You were a part of so many situations, Gilbert Arteaga. The reason I needed somebody to go with me to Ken and Leah's is so they wouldn't take advantage of me, so I wouldn't get assaulted again, so I wouldn't get yelled at and cornered, so that I could actually get my evidence back. How long did it take to get that flip phone, which we should have been able to get immediately? The things on that flip phone would have cleared my fucking name immediately, but instead, asshole, you and your fucking family let me get treated like I was a schizophrenic who was delusional for saying I went to you for help, that I tried to get help, that I tried to show evidence, that I did go to my friends and family, I did go to the police, repeatedly. You should have read Natalie's words and then asked your sister. Who took me to Boulder on December 16th? That was your sister, dude. Did you ask her why? Did you ask her why it was that I had to walk that far? I was on a cane, dude, and I had to drop my cane and carry that fucking backpack through hell to try to get to your sister's fucking house so that I could show that evidence, so I could get help stopping the abuse. But no, she wasn't interested in that. You can see in our text messages between her and I. That's right, she was text messaging me. She wasn't interested in any of the things she texted. She didn't fucking care who hurt me. She'd shown that for over a year. Your sister didn't care who hurt me. She showed that for over a year. She didn't want to fucking hear it. Your sister wanted to invite me over because she promised to help. She was tired of seeing me fucking bitching on Facebook, she claimed. She said, oh, if you need help in person, come on over. We got room. And come on over. No, there wasn't no room. There was no room in her life. Well, I'm having sensory overload issues, and I can't say anything about her playing video games instead of keeping her word. I'll get snapped at. I can't say anything to her about, hey, this is the last of my money I'm spending on cigarettes. No, I'll get fucking snapped at. I can't say anything to her about, hey, you know what, you're not listening very well because you're drinking. Can we do this tomorrow? I can't do that because I'll get snapped at. Gilbert, God damn it. God fucking damn it, Gilbert. How many times do we play Magic the Gathering? How hard did I try? Like the whole time we're playing Magic the Gathering, if it's us, yeah, fine. If Joshua Hebert's there, all I can think about is fucking killing myself. I just want him to shut the fuck up and go away. Josh Hebert has a way of making literally everything not fun. And when you really need help, this isn't the guy to go to for help. I had to wait until he was fucking passed out drunk so that I could talk to your sister because Joshua Hebert is that much of a fucking prick. When I'm trying to get help, it's all about his fucking 2 cents. I'd been trying to go to your sister for over a year for fucking help, dude. I had spent everything that I fucking had to go there and fucking get help. Her fucking empty promises and fucking her and Raji talking over me. All you cared about was the stuff in the protection order. You needed to hear the victim. Your sister needed to hear the victim. You never tried. How many times did I try to speak up about the situation with Natalie while we were playing the Magic the Gathering card game? While we were playing the cards, yes, I was fine. I got to do something sort of fun. But you know what? In my mind, this whole thing that's going on is when we're done playing the game, I still can't see my friends. I have to beg Miss Peaches to even care to talk to me instead of just texting me, which just everything I type she's going to take wrong. That's just going to make me want to fucking kill myself. Please, can you stop and understand? Stop to listen to understand, not to tell me what to do, not to tell me what to think, not to fucking throw your opinion in based on one fucking side. Please look at mine, god damn it. But Gilbert, you couldn't do that. All of you manipulated me and fucking lied to me and fucking hid in a corner. You only made it about Natalie. You didn't care about me at any point. Or you'd have spoken up. You want me to keep your fucking names safe after you've made my friends and family unsafe? And your sister made my friends and family unsafe because I went to a friend or family when I was abused and they didn't care. They just let these people hurt me long as I brought cigarettes or fucking weed. Long as I gave them money for beer. Long as I gave them money for food. Long as I went out and panhandled at Christmas time for fucking food and Magic the Gathering cards. I did what they told me to. Because if I did what they told me to, they'd see I was making an effort and maybe they'd help the way I needed. Maybe they'd listen if they saw I was making an effort. If they saw I was making an effort every time they asked me to go to the store, I was a good little bitch and I went to the store. Maybe if I did what they wanted, they'd help. No, they didn't. They didn't, dude. Your sister didn't. She didn't. She didn't. If any of you had helped me to turn it in for my safety, and it is my legal right, but you didn't bother to find that out. You were too busy yelling at me, snapping at me. And yeah, Gilbert, you were really nice. You didn't fucking yell at me. You snapped at me repeatedly, but that's because you were busy reading the fucking protection order. I couldn't fucking focus on you. And Miss Peach is not shutting the fuck up when literally I needed to be heard. I'd been trying to get heard for over a year. I'd gone to therapy to fucking get heard. I'd gone to police to get fucking heard. I'd gone to Dual County Sheriff's Department to get heard. None of you fucking cared. It's about Operation Distraction. Let's just change the subject, change the subject, change the subject, and bring me stuff, bring me stuff, bring me stuff. Sean, I want this. Sean, I want that. Sean, I want this. Sean, I want that. Sean, I got kids. I got kids. I got kids. I got kids. You have no idea how many times Mitch speeches. I got kids. I got kids. I got kids. All right, I'll fucking bring you some food. I'll fucking bring you some food. I'll bring you some food. I'll bring you some cigarettes, okay? I'll bring you cigarettes, and I'll bring you food. I'll bring you cigarettes, and I'll bring you food. I'll cook dinner, I'll bring cigarettes, I'll bring food. I'll bring cigarettes, I'll bring food. I swear I'll bring cigarettes, I'll bring food. Gilbert, you fucking piece of shit. You didn't look at the fucking evidence. You never did. You didn't look at what these people were doing to me and what they continue to do to me. I have a YouTube channel to try to get help because you and your sister didn't. The one thing I needed was a friend or family member to go in with me for my safety, and not one of you ever did. Not one of you ever actually made an effort. Your sister fucked around on her fucking word game. Oh, it's 3:30? Yeah, maybe we should probably go. What happened? They were fucking closed because she procrastinated from 9:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the fucking afternoon. She never made these calls with me. When I told her I needed help getting a lawyer, what did she do? She brought me fucking phone numbers and then left. It's not fucking helping me get a lawyer. I'm a disabled and at-risk adult without a friend or family member. I get railroaded. And you fucking let them, Gilbert. And your sister fucking let them, Gilbert. You do not get to hide your name. You do not get to hide your words. I have every right to call you out as a coward. And you are lucky that counting coup is not on my bucket list of things to do. I believe in saving lives, not taking them. But your cowardice, your sister's cowardice, got a lot of people killed, and a lot of predators. I had to trust internet wingnuts and Natalie's predators because you fucking pieces of shit wouldn't help me to turn it in. You literally never made an effort, not once ever, to help me to turn it in. You never once made a single phone call to the police with me. You never once made a phone call to the media with me. You never once provided me with a place to stay. I didn't expect that either, did I? I didn't expect you to provide me with a place to stay. I stayed at your sister's house altogether almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks waiting for my turn to speak, Gilbert. I brought cigarettes, I brought money, I went out and panhandled so that she had what she needed, what she wanted. So did her kids, so did Raja. Gilbert, all it took in every one of these situations was just one asshole to fuck everything up. I had to be afraid to speak because A-Bear would just yell over me, talk over me, tell me a pretty meme, fucking shoot me in the head, Gilbert. That's what he was doing. He was shooting Natalie Bollinger in the head too, and so were you. By not stepping up and fucking protecting the victim from assholes like A-Bear. When I needed help, you let him bully me. Your sister let him bully me. When I needed help, your idea of help was to bully me too. Because talking over me, selling your opinion, and telling me what to do is what mattered to you. Not finding out from the victim, you goddamn pieces of shit. Gilbert Arteaga, if you went missing today, I would start trying to find you immediately. I would post up missing persons post after missing persons post. I'd post it on this YouTube channel. I'd post it on my Facebook. I would post it, Gilbert. I would make sure the whole world knew you were missing and to go find you and get you safely to your family. You piece of shit. Do I want to count coup on you? Or do I want to save you? I'd rather save you. But even more greatly, I'd rather you never had a situation where you would need saving. But you got your family support. They might not be the best. But your sister helping to hide your name and your involvement by lying to me. See, that's how she dragged it out for 7 months. Until I literally had to threaten my predators back, dude. Because none of you fucking spoke up. None of you helped me to get heard. You told me to shut up and ignore it. You didn't care about human lives. Least of all mine or Natalie's. I don't care if she's your sister, dude. Loyalty above all else except honor. Being loyal to predators like your sister is the completely dishonorable thing to do. And even with the evil person your sister turned out to be, I don't want to count coup on her either. Oh, it's okay to do all this stuff to me and worse. It's just not okay for me to threaten it back. You're a coward, Mr. Arteaga. So is your sister. So is Raja. So is A-Bear. You could have listened. You could have spoke up. Instead of letting me get treated like I'm a fucking delusional schizophrenic for saying things that were true. I told the truth about you. I told the truth about your sister. You don't stop to think how it feels to me, the victim, for you to talk over me for fucking all that time. If it wasn't you, it was Raj or it was Miss Peaches. And when I finally was able to get some one-on-one time out on the porch with Miss Peaches, what did you do? You come out and fucking interrupted immediately and wouldn't shut the fuck up. And then your sister fucking yelled at me. Hey, Sean, you need to listen to him. No, I'm not a fucking retard. Your brother's a fucking retard. You're the fucking retard. Because not one of you ever stopped to listen to me. Not ever. You're all pieces of shit. No matter what you did, you never, ever once bothered to try coming forward with me for my safety. And that's why these horrible things happened. Not because I'm a bad person. Not because I yelled and screamed and cursed back. But because you are world-class cowards. To this day, every single thing that I have had to do that's against the laws to protect children. Children. Not just the homeless. Not just the disabled, not just blacks, not just whites, not just natives, not just immigrants. You gonna fight for my rights, or you gonna tell me how you got it worse than me because of the color of your skin or the length of your hair? I was long hair too once. I had to cut it off. Or my abusive dad wasn't going to let me move from Washington State, where I went to a minority high school, to Chapel, Nebraska, surrounded by racists. He said they'd beat me up for being a homosexual. Yeah, I stick up for them too, even though I've been raped by a few. You and your sister are a shining example of the bias and sexism that results in people like me committing suicide. That results in people like me being abused over and over and over. And none of you could even come forward about the fact that I came to you for help. None of you ever tried making a police report or going in with me so I could make one safely. You couldn't stop telling me what to do long enough to hear what I needed. And even if you did hear out of my mouth what it is that I needed, you dismissed it immediately, talked over me, and just kept talking. Who was I before Natalie was killed? Who was I before I hurt my back? How much hell did I have to take at the hands of the Boulder Police Department and my own friends before I tried to commit suicide? Your sister is one of many friends that I went to for help after I hurt my back, who literally just blew me off every single fucking time after that. Oh, well, I did this, I did that. Help me, I'm disabled, I can't take care of myself. Stop telling me there's nothing you can do and try. You know what it took for me to get disability finally? Brenda Dickinson finally trying, instead of telling me to do it myself. That's what these mandated reporters tell males to do. That's what they tell males to do. Male victims. Do it yourself. What happens when the male victim goes in himself? He's abused. The evidence shows I was trying to get help stopping this. The evidence shows that while Natalie was playing head games, and so were the cops in this situation, so that she could get a protection order against me instead of us meeting at the police station. That's where I wanted to fucking meet. After her friends and fucking relatives fucking repeatedly harming me and all that fucking bullshit. And me having to ask those people for help stopping it. That's right, I asked for help. I asked nicely. I didn't threaten to kill them. I asked for help stopping abuse. I went to everyone that I'm legally supposed to, and then some. It's not that I didn't make the effort, as the police claimed. It's that literally none of you cared. None of you cared.